this video to talk about my locks and how they've gotten to this point. And pardon the glare in my spectacles. I'm gonna take these off in a second, but this was a look I wanted to serve next week for work and just going out and about because I love the nerd look and I hadn't been able to figure out how I wanted to accomplish it. But this is one way. I love how this looks with the big old librarian glasses and, you know, tuck it behind the ear and whatnot. And just this whole vibe, this whole aesthetic is like me. And I'm wearing the shirt I got because I felt like it was fitting for this video. Let me take a step back for a minute. You see locks, you see bantus, you see the fro signature classic, teeny weeny TWA, you see the puffs, you see it. I had to wear that because I just felt like it was fitting because I finally made the decision to go back home and to do locks. So let's get rid of these spectacles really fast. But this is my quick, maybe not so quick, long story longer, that's how I'm gonna put it. My debacle with getting my instant locks done and getting them, well, we'll get into that. So I'll put some snippets here. I scheduled my appointment to get locks. You'll see this video of my natural hair, big, poofy. I was feeling myself. I was liking it. I was loving it. I wanted more of it. But I had come to the conclusion that my 4C hair is a beast that I had never been able to tame in my entire life. But I decided, lock the hair up, put it away. It's too much work. Detangling would make me cry. I would always deal with in shops if I would go after taking braids down, like you have to detangle your hair before you come, and trying to get family to help me do my hair. Your hair is so nappy, and just the constant kind of negative coming, not just from external, but internal. And I didn't do this from a negative place of that. I did it because I love locks when I had them before. And you'll see this video here when, or this little snippet of when I had locks before. I absolutely adored it, but they were very, very small. So to get into what happened to me and why I spent about 2.5 years getting my lock extensions done. I'll put the real time here. It wasn't 2.5, whatever. It felt like it though. So the loctician I found was on Style Seat. And so the day comes where I'm supposed to go see her. Lock extensions, by their nature, the first time I got them, I was at the shop for 8 to 10 hours. And my loctician let me know this is what's going to go down. We had a lunch in the middle of the day. We did what we had to do. And that's how we got it done. I knew I was going to be there all day. It's like getting micro braids. You know you're going to be there all day. But for some reason, the stylist did not disclose length of time on her, what she put on her style sheet. She put it will take anywhere from 4 to 6 hours, depending on the length of the client's hair. Understandable facts. But I don't know nobody who could do this in 6 hours, even if I had 3 or 4 inches of hair on my head. So I ended up getting there. She blew my hair out. She washed it and she was moving really slowly. So I knew something was about to pop off. Like, why is she moving so slowly washing? It doesn't take that long. And she blew me out and my hair, okay, we're getting into it. And so she's doing my hair. She's doing the extensions and someone walks in. And this begins my long diatribe, my long spiel. While I was there, she did 4 other clients' hair. She had a shop in a corporate building. She had her own suite, very nice. But I did not realize she didn't have any colleagues. I was hoping and praying that some of her colleagues were going to walk in and they were going to, oh, I got this is my client, girl. And it was just going to be like that. She did a repair for one guy that took about a half hour. She did starter locks on this young man, another guy, for about 90 minutes. Well, I ate lunch and I was okay with that. And then she did another woman's hair. Actually, she had 3 clients. I don't think she had 4, but she had several clients while I was there. And the last one came in at 7:30 and she worked on her hair for 2 hours while I laid desperately on the couch, exhausted because it's going on 9:30 and I've been here since 11. Mind you, she showed up late. She was moving slowly. She didn't disclose she had other clients on the books that day, or I would have just chosen to book her out for the day. Charge me an extra fee. If it's about my time, I will pay for my time because it's irreparable and I can't get it back. So the fact that that happened, this day she was just, and she's one of those stylists, she didn't play movies on her TV, which she had. She played some background music, but it was mostly I would have rather watched a movie to distract myself. She played no movies, she played music, but she just talked and talked. And I had a book open. I was trying to read my book and she would tap me like, hey girl, let me tell you this. And hey girl, let me tell you about this story. And all of her stories were kind of like, I don't need to know this. This is personal business. And we kind of shared some things back and forth. When you're at the salon, you will chit the chat, you will start to spill some deets and all that. I was okay. But if you see my Kindles open, or you see I have a headphone in my ear, don't tap me to tell me a story about the guy you're sleeping with. And she was telling me these stories. It's not appropriate. And I did feel like the professionalism in that respect was not there. And I understand in many shops that people will take on multiple clients at a time. I come in, as I'm under the dryer, you're twisting so-and-so, you doing a takedown. I'm cool with that. But you have to let someone know I'm juggling multiple clients. It's going to be a long day. But on this day, we went until 1:30 in the morning and I decided I will come back tomorrow. If she's open, she was. She said she would do my hair. Came back, it was another 4 or 5 hours. And we got it done, but the final product was not what I was expecting. So the first time I got my lock extensions installed, they looked like this. They were instantly locked and they were crocheted. So I had no loose hanging hair. It was the lock extension on the end, my natural hair made into an instant dreadlock. That's what it was, and interlocked. She did all that. She's fantastic. The girl I normally go to, who was I was on her wait list. So I could not see the loctician I normally see. But for whatever reason, when she did my locks, she just did the starter lock with the comb coil, I believe it's called. And then she just added the lock on the end and she's called it a night. And the thing I also didn't like that she did, she piled my hair with product. My hair was so heavy. My hair was so heavy and it had white on it. And she's like, I'm like, well, what do I do? When do I wash it? She's like, you don't do anything. Until you come back to me, you don't do anything. And I'm just like, that don't sound right. I would touch it and then my hands would get oily. I would touch it oily. It was heavy and I didn't like how it looked, but I made it work. Now I can put some pictures here. I made it work. I hid how bad my roots looked. And the bad part is it itched and was so greasy and heavy. I had to wash it. So I washed them maybe 2 days after installation. And of course, everything kind of sprang back to life and it did not look good. It didn't look right. And so I finally made an appointment on Style Seat again because I'm a glutton for punishment. I found another stylist. And so what she did was, and I'll get into it here in a second, but she actually, and pardon if you see like any lint because I'm finding that that's another bane of my existence. You'll see there's some product going on, but this is how my locks should have looked after I went to the other stylist who I paid hundreds of dollars to go to. This is how my hair should have looked. Crocheted, she went through, so what she did essentially, she found where the first stylist I went to, she found where she quit, so to speak, and she went through and she just cleaned all of these up. She went through and she finished crocheting them at the top and she palm rolled throughout and then she retwisted at the roots. So you can kind of get into it and see. That's what I got done over the past 2 weeks and it gave me a new head. It gave me new confidence. As you can see, I'm loving the look. She spent 3 hours crocheting and fixing my locks and she performed a small miracle. And I sent her a very good tip to the point she called me and she said, are you sure? Do I need to send you some of this money back? I said, you sure do not, because you did the work and you fixed my hair and I feel fantastic and I love it. To talk about the extensions themselves, and I don't want this video to be too long, but I'm windy. Okay, I know it. So I got my locks. I'm not too proud to admit this. I got my locks on Amazon and I can do a close-up and all that stuff. I got my locks on Amazon and I can put the link in there. I cannot tell you for sure if these are if these are 100% human hair or not. I can't tell you that. What I can tell you is that they're very stiff. They were extremely itchy. They are 8 inches of the 0.6 centimeter, so 8 inches, 0.6 centimeter lock extensions. I don't know if you can hear what they sound like. They shed a lot. Be warned, they do shed a lot. They do get they get softer with time. They're still a little coarse, but they are pretty stiff. And I cannot tell you if these are human hair, but they're 0.6. I started with locks that were 0.25 centimeters. They were almost like micro locks. I loved them, but they were just a little too small. But these are 0.6, so I over doubled the size. I wanted like 2.5 times bigger. And I love the size. I love this size now. So this is what's in my hair, as you can see. And I have 70. I have 70 in my head. Yeah, so these are my locks. I am extremely happy with the service I got recently. I love what has been done. I probably will eventually cut the extensions out, but however you do it, however you build confidence, however you get into this journey, do you. And I'm gonna put these glasses back on because I want to feel myself for a minute and feel the whole look. So however you feel beautiful, however you feel like you have to step into this journey, whether you get the comb coils, instant locks, whether you get crochet maintenance, interlocked, whatever you do, it's your journey, it's your head, it's your crown. And that's all I gotta say. So that was my debacle. And be careful booking style seat stylists. Some of them are fantastic, like the last gal I went to, and some of them will make you contemplate every decision you've made in your life. So yes, thank you for coming to my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe.